Welcome. I'm Loren Fogelman with Business Success Solution, where we show accounting professionals how to increase their income while lightening their workloads, so you no longer feel like a slave to your business. Basically, as you know, accounting firms can be challenging. At times, there's overwhelm. And if you want to know how you can free up your time in your firm, increase your fees, deliver an exceptional client experience, then you are absolutely in the right place today. I am going to be talking with Celso Pinto. Basically, he is a Portuguese expat who lives in London. He's worked in senior management at a number of tech companies. And prior to Pixie, which is what we're actually talking about today, he founded Go Simple Tax, which led him to learn about the challenges faced by small accounting practices, as well as the things that their owners faced regarding challenges too. So Celso, thank you so much for joining me. And is there anything else that you wanted to add about how you came to be doing this?
Hi, Lauren. Thank you very much for having us on the show as well. No, I think you pretty much nailed it. I think everything is checked already.
And how did you go from Go Simple Tax to Pixie?
Sure. So as I was doing a bit of research around simple tax to try to help accountancy firms move towards doing cloud-based tax filing, which at the time was something that was non-existent here in the UK. The thing that really struck me is how challenging it is to manage and stay organized in a small firm. So you have to manage the client, you have to keep track of hundreds of deadlines every year. You have to ensure that jobs get started in a timely manner. You have to get sure that clients provide the documentation in a timely manner. So it's very easy to feel that things are kind of running out of control. And that is, for me, the biggest lesson I took from that phase of research and understanding how small firms operate. So that kind of stuck with me for a few years, and that's what led to then wanting to start Pixie.
And with your part of what you were talking about were the challenges. What do you see as some of the challenges that those small firms do face?
Yeah. Again, getting clients to provide documentation in a timely manner is definitely one of them. Another very common challenge that I've seen firsthand is having things all over the place. So what I mean by that is just having documents, let's say, in a document management app, and then you have depending on how many people are working in the firm, having everyone kind of having their own separate inboxes, and nothing is really visible to everyone else. So all the conversations with the clients typically tend to stay on that inbox as well. From an organizational perspective, it's a bit of a challenge. Ensuring that the deadlines are going to be met, and just staying on top of that is a bit of a chore as well. And the thing that is really important to understand is that the folks that are typically responsible for making sure that all of this is being tracked are the folks that are the most time-starved, which is the business owners themselves. So our proposition with Pixie really is to try to alleviate some of these things.
Some of the challenges I hear you talking about, Celso, is that the accounting professionals get too bogged down sometimes working in their business. It keeps them from being able to do higher level services or even business development. There's communication problems within team members. And then you have the people who are late responders as far as clients go, where you end up chasing them for information, which affects your workflow and the productivity of your team and your firm. And I know that Pixie starts to solve some of these things. How does Pixie actually help accounting professionals overcome these challenges?
Yeah. So Pixie creates this almost like base camp type of solution where everyone can come together and collaborate on client work. So everything is visible to everyone else. I can see, as the business owner, I can see what my team is working on at any moment. I can see what they're writing to the clients at any moment. Another key benefit of Pixie is the fact that it standardizes all the operations as well. So this ensures that there's a lot of consistent, or the services are consistently delivered to clients, and there's very little variation around that. And these things are the things that make it possible to scale a professional services firm, specifically an accountancy firm, right? Because once we have all the processes laid out and we know exactly what needs to be done, then it doesn't really matter who in the firm is going to do them. They just need to get done. And this frees me up to do more valuable work for the clients as well.
With Pixie, is there maybe an ideal type of firm that this works best for?
Yeah, so we typically see Pixie being adopted very successfully by firms that are very collaborative. Again, just having everyone having the ability to check on everyone else on past conversation with clients, having access to the client information that they need to to get the job delivered. So those are really the type of firms that we see being more successful with Pixie.
And then one of the things that I've seen is that emails, that type of communication can really be something that can take hours every day, especially for firm owners. They think that they need to be the only ones managing that inbox and responding to everybody individually. Can you share a little bit about how it helps with the email workflow as well?
Absolutely. Standardization is key. And this is where another area where Pixie can become really, really useful. Because again, it just ensures that everyone is communicating with the client in the way that I want them to communicate with the client. So saying the right things, asking the right questions, and Pixie enables that and makes it standardized. So if the clients are asking about, let's say, a set of management accounts at the end of the month or something like that, we have a process. We have the email templates as well that standardize what questions need to be asked, that standardized how to inform the client about certain things in those reports. Again, that just makes it a lot more productive for everyone in the team.
It sounds like there's a lot of systemization and
Mhm.
also things that might have been done uniquely or one-off are now productized because you have all those templates inside the
Yeah.
Pixie portal. Can you go ahead and maybe give a demo of how it might work?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm be more than happy to do that. Let me go ahead and share the screen on my side. So I'll give you the example of a very common scenario that I hear about, which is onboarding a new client, right? So I'll go ahead and onboard a new client here into Pixie. And I'll leave most of the details out. All of these can be customizable to the firm. I'll just add the contact here. For example, now I have you on my database, on my client database, and the next thing that I want to do is onboard you into the firm. So there's going to be a very specific process to do this, and we have one. Oops, onboarding. So in this process, again, anyone in my team can onboard a new client. It doesn't have to be me, the business owner. And the important part is making sure that we're asking for the right questions to the client. So this is a really great example for that, because it's an email template. I just need to add or remove a couple of details. But then once I'm ready to send it, I'll just click the button, send it from within Pixie. And this just standardizes the entire process of onboarding a new client. So there's a lot of value that Pixie can bring to the table in terms of just creating these standardized, as you say, I love that word, by the way, productizing. So just productizing all these processes that typically would be done, one-off for each specific client, and making sure that everyone gets the same treatment every single time as well.
And then are there also maybe ticklers or reminders when something has been sent out or task is maybe due and it hasn't been completed yet?
Yeah. That's something that Pixie does really, really well as well. So every task has an internal and external deadline as well. And if I go here, for example, I can see exactly those. And when these things start becoming overdue, we'll get alerts about them. And this makes sure that I'm not missing out on anything that is important. In addition to that, for example, here on the client, on this task for onboarding a client, we also have the client tasks and the client task list. So if the client doesn't complete this, we can get them to receive a notification and a reminder that they still need to complete these tasks for us. So if I were to say, provide copy of the documents, provide contacts of previous accountants, for example, save this and send this to the client. And I can define an auto reminder here to repeatedly ask the client until they actually provide the information that we're asking them. And again, this frees up a ton of time from my side from having to keep track who already provided this information, who didn't, and having to write these emails manually myself. Which obviously, you know, when I'm doing this, I'm just doing it once. But realistically, typically we're talking about 20, 50, sometimes even 100 clients. So it becomes really repetitive and time consuming, and Pixie just automates all of that right away.
I love automation. I mean, things that we used to do by hand and manually can now just be done through AI. It simplifies everything. It frees up time, and it allows you to focus on then your higher level work. And anything else about Pixie that you absolutely has seen really helps accounting professionals and how their workflow just can be optimized?
Yeah, absolutely. So, for example, going back to our example client here that we were just onboarding, another thing that Pixie becomes really, really useful is with the recurring tasks. And the recurring tasks, again, just allow us to plan out the work for the client throughout the year. So let's say that we have the 1099, the monthly bookkeeping, and let's put the corporation tax return there. And we can schedule these to start at certain key dates in the year. Again, so that I don't have to think about which clients are now due to have this return and things like that. The process just gets started right away. And whoever gets it in my team, all they need to do is to follow the SOP and making sure that they're delivering the right services to the client at the right time as well.
Excellent. So it's kind of like set it and forget it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Perfect. And just want to say that this is Pixie different than maybe some other client management tools such as Asana, ClickUp, Carbon?
Yeah, absolutely. So unlike most of them, Pixie is a full-blown practice management solution. So it's not just about the task management. There's the task management component just here. But within Pixie's task management, for example, as I showed earlier, we also have client tasks. So getting clients to collaborate on the same tasks as we do. Pixie also has the ability to get clients to provide documents to the Pixie document portal, for example. So if I go here and I click on this link, and this is what the client experience would look like. So there's no passwords, no anything. It's very streamlined. And they can provide the documents directly within Pixie into the workspace. And then what ends up happening is that I have my files right where I need them alongside the tasks. So as you can see, I didn't have to juggle through multiple apps or anything of the sort. Everything is in the place where I need it to be. So it's not just a task management system. It's a lot more than just that, but it's all available in one place.
Excellent. And once again, this is really specifically for accounting firms, correct?
Yeah. That's been our sole focus, and just making sure that we streamline the processes and the workflows for small accounting firms. Yeah.
If anybody's interested in finding out more about Pixie, what's the best way for them to go ahead and get in touch with somebody on your team, Celso?
Absolutely. Hit up usepixie.com. So from here, you can schedule a demo with us. We've been more than happy to do a one-to-one demo. We can also start this 30-day free trial. No credit cards necessary. And this should help you get a feel for the product. I would actually also add a couple of other things. We started doing the Small Firms Hub. So if you're trying to learn a bit more about how Pixie can help with certain processes, etc., I would definitely invite you and anyone else to have a look into the Small Firms Hub. There's lots of content and more coming. And there's also the workflow templates. So if you're looking, or if someone's looking for something specific, so let's say you're in the US, if you're looking for the end of year payroll review, things like that, just have a look. There's plenty of templates that can help anyone get started with the product and just accelerate the onboarding into Pixie as well.
Perfect. I know that I've talked with a couple people who have been going through the process with your company regarding Pixie and how it's been helpful for their accounting firms as well. I think that being able to see exactly the demo that you just shared on inside the dashboard really gives that visual. And just want to say thank you for doing this. Anything that is going to help accounting professionals be able to be more efficient, as well as do that higher level services because they're no longer spending time working in their business, is a blessing to them. I really appreciate you sharing this, Celso.
No, not at all. Thank you very much for the opportunity again to show what we're building here at Pixie.
And Loren Fogelman with Business Success Solution, showing accounting professionals how to double their income working half the time.